Hello, this is a unusual video for me, but I felt it was important and I wanted to talk about a topic that is very near and dear to me, and that's music, but also especially Japanese rock and metal music. So today I'm going to be doing a tribute for one of my all-time favourite bands, the GazettE, who I've known since I was a teenager and have listened to for most of half of the time I've been alive, and have been a very big inspiration to me and have helped me greatly when I was in dark times and when I was really struggling. And I think that a lot of GazettE fans can say that they feel the same thing. They're quite an incredible band, and their music really is it's very, very special to me. So the reason that I decided that I needed to make this video today is that the bassist Reita, who was 42 years old, has recently passed away, which is very young. I won't be going into what the causes were or anything like that, as I choose to respect his family and the wishes of the band. But anyway, my goal of this video is to hopefully get across how much the GazettE mean to me, but also perhaps interest some of you who've never heard Japanese rock or metal music, and why you might be interested. So firstly, I have a magazine of and a poster of the bassist of GazettE. So this is Reita. He's he's very cool, and he wears a noseband. He's one awesome looking dude. And yes, he will be very missed by all of the fans of GazettE. And he's only been gone for a month, but it already feels like quite a long time. So today I wanted to talk about how I came to listen to the GazettE when I was 10 to 12 years old, so very young still, and I wasn't playing guitar yet. I was heavily into anime and Japanese culture, and I heard the opening song of an anime called Fullmetal Alchemist, and it was L'Arc-en-Ciel, who are a rock pop band who I love very much. Their song Ready Steady Go. And once I heard them, I was interested and wanted to hear heavier music, because I'd listened to Linkin Park, bands like that. So I discovered the GazettE and Durham Grey, and I was drawn in because of how emotional their music is, and they dress in a very they dress in a very unique way. It's called Visual Kei, which means visual style, and it takes elements from many different things. I think some elements from glam rock, but every band is different, and I would say that it's hugely different to 80s glam rock from America, and that you can't really compare it at all. You have to actually listen. So anyway, I am going to talk a bit about what the GazettE mean to me, and hopefully it will be of some interest to you, and even if it's not, that's fine too. So as a guitarist who's been playing for most of my life now, since I was 12. I'm 30 now, so 18 years. I've been listening to Gazette's music, and I particularly love the guitar solos of Uruha and Aoi, who are the lead and rhythm guitarists. They write gorgeous dueling guitar solos, which essentially means it's the sound of two guitar players harmonizing, where they play notes that are they play notes that harmonize together, and they sound beautiful. Also, the solos written by Aoi are usually slower, more emotive. They tend to have a lot of vibrato, bends, and singing lead melodies, whereas Uruha plays technical and flashy lead guitar solos. They're often quite fast, but he always plays with a lot of feeling. The solo of Nausea and Shudder, which is a brilliant song, starts with him playing a cool lead motif or theme, and then he plays a fast ascending melody up the fretboard. Throughout the solo, he uses vibrato, slides, and pinch harmonics to carefully accentuate the notes. If you don't know what these terms are, they're all musical terms. Except pinch harmonic is something that you do on a guitar, and it makes a very distinctive noise. He obviously Uruha is thinks a great deal about the pieces of music and writing solos that suit the song. One of my favorite guitarists ever. So each member has a very distinct personality, and firstly I will talk about Ruki, who is the vocalist. Ruki's voice is particularly smooth, and he has a very youthful character when he sings. He sings with a lot of where is it gone? He sings with a lot of energy, a lot of emotion, and is not afraid to show his feelings when they play live concerts. He often cries, which I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. For a man, it's very hard to show your emotions, because often you'll be told that is too feminine, or you'll be ridiculed. So I have a lot of respect for him, especially in Japan, where it's a society where you are encouraged not to be too unique. If you stand out, it's seen as not necessarily being a good thing, whereas individuality is encouraged in the Western world. It's not always like that, but it has been like that in Japan, or at least in the past. So I think that these bands are especially important for the young people of Japan, and all over the world, to help people to express themselves. The vocalist of GazettE Ruki is there's a song called Taion, which means body temperature. That's a Japanese word, Taion. And in the Decomposition Beauty, of course, a tongue twister, final concert performance, he's you can see him hitting a cage with his hands to show empathy for the girl who the song was written for. I would just warn to please be careful if you are going to listen to that song and or read the translation or the lyrics, because the lyrics are quite harrowing. It's about a crime that is inhumane and deeply disturbing, and if you are a sensitive person, as I know myself, I don't read those lyrics very often. They're quite distressing, and also Ruki's ability to scream in a low register as well as a high register, like wailing, is quite. It's very effective in that song. He can also sing beautifully with clean clean tones, and he has a remarkably soft and velvety tone colour to his singing. He comes across as very thoughtful, and you can tell that he loves the fans a great deal whenever I watch the live performances. So next I'm going to talk about the guitarists. So we have... Oh wait, no? Did I already... Okay, yep, no, I've already talked a bit about Uraha and Aoi. There's a great deal of showmanship to their live performances, and it's apparent that they care a lot about entertaining the audience and getting them involved. Their appreciation for the fans is very apparent. I think I already mentioned that, and that if you listen to any of their comments or speeches during live concerts, they always thank the fans and talk to them like they're family or friends, rather than just being fans or being someone who's bought the album or someone who's a customer. Often bands can be quite distant and don't talk to the audience much, or in my experience some rock and metal bands don't connect with the fans as much as other bands do. I really appreciate that the Gazette go out of their trouble to try to connect with their fans. So I wanted to talk about the bassist, Reita. This was how I would describe his playing. His bass playing style is quirky and quite aggressive, but he also plays walking jazz bass lines in some of their songs. He often has a distorted bass tone that sounds very pleasant to the ear. He digs in and is definitely putting all of his energy into playing the instrument. His driving rhythms are very powerful. And if you listen closely to his bass lines, you'll notice that they are a lot more complex in rhythm and as well as playing melodies that will work well with the other instruments to harmonize well. That is not always that common with bass players. You don't see bassists typically playing complex melodic bass lines in rock and metal music, depending on the genre, of course. And in Japan, the musicianship is the technicality of rock and metal musicians is quite different. But that's not to say that all bands are like that, and I don't want to generalize. Reita always wore a bandana over his nose, and over time it grew bigger and bigger. And I think that he was a very shy person, but the fact that he still played music and he was still in the Gazette shows he must have taken a great deal of bravery for him to be able to do that. And I'd also like to talk a little bit about the drummer, Kai. He's very enthusiastic and has a very cheerful and very childlike smile, which I know that the female fans are particularly fond of, and he seems like a really loving and kind person. He's the leader of the band, and so because of that, he feels a sense of duty to follow, and because he plays drums, so the band has to follow him. He has a very big energy when playing drums. His drum parts are not simple rock or metal parts. He plays fills that are quite technical, and his personality shines through when playing live. He always looks very excited. He's either on the verge of tears or laughter. I find that incredibly endearing, and it's wonderful to see someone loving music so much when he's working so hard to play the drums. And I'd just like to finish with, as I've almost spent close to 20 minutes talking about the Gazette, perhaps you can see why or understand why I would feel so strongly about their music. But one of the reasons that I do love their music, apart from the way that it sounds, is that they are not afraid to tell powerful stories about injustice in the world. There's one of their songs is called "Tomorrow Never Dies," and it's to encourage people with depression and anyone with who is struggling to feel happiness, and it is encouraging fans to not give up on their lives. Basically, I will put some links to Gazette songs and lyrics in the video description. But anyway, for now, before I talk until the memory of the camera runs out, I will finish it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that perhaps this can be of some comfort, or that other Gazette fans will see my video, or that if you have no idea who they are and you just are interested in me as a musician, that maybe you will try their music. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and yes, thank you to the Gazette as well, and I'll always truly love their music very much. Okay, thank you for watching.